You will continue to fail until you pay success what it is owed. And the price for success is failure. Your currency for getting through that door to success is failing. And perfectionism tries to contradict this rule. And that is why so many of us get stuck in the same place, because we fear failing. We fear it so badly we don't even realize it, because it's one of the many masks that fear puts onto itself. And it paralyzes us and it stops us from moving forward. My name is Luther, and I've spent over 5,000 hours learning how to truly make a change in your life. Not just following simple habits that keep you stuck where you are, but make a shift that gets you to that place that you want to get to. Perfectionism is just another form of fear. It's one of the many masks that fear places onto itself. When you have the trait of perfectionism, you don't even realize how afraid of failing you are. Your focus is actually on trying to make such a detailed plan so that you can achieve the reality that you want, without realizing that you're actually pushing away the one thing that's going to cause you to achieve success. Because we're not looking at the core problem. We're looking away from it and putting our focus on something else, so it grows in that dark corner of our minds. When you're trying to be perfect, when you're trying to have reality go your way, it's because you're afraid of reality going a different way. It's a fear there. We don't even realize that we're trying to choke reality and make sure that it goes exactly our way, exactly as our extremely beautifully detailed plan. We even start to romanticize the process of making plans. It becomes this great thing that we look forward to the idea of making the plan rather than actually taking action. And we start to choke reality, hoping that it goes according to the plan that we wrote down. And while our focus is over here on creating the plan, we're not realizing that we're looking away from the one thing that's going to cause success in our life. And by trying to be perfect, it actually ruins the results that you're hoping to achieve. We're wanting to become the best versions of ourselves and achieve these grand goals. The only way to become that type of person that achieves those goals is to also become the type of person that's able to handle all the failures that will inevitably show up. And when you're trying to be perfect, you're trying to eliminate every single failure that would show up. And because you can never actually eliminate every single failure, and because it is a fear of hitting those failures, it keeps you stuck and paralyzed exactly where you are. You're never able to make that step forward. There is that saying that failure is the stepping stone to success. And when we try to use perfectionism to eliminate failure, we're contradicting that saying. By using perfectionism, we're hoping that we're going to get to our destination without having any cuts or having to have gone through any tribulations along the way. So much of life relates to the weight room. Lifting the weights by going through the reps and the motions and going to failure is where you see your growth. There is no workout plan where you get stronger without going through the actions. There is no plan that you can theorize in your mind that will magically give you your dream body unless you go through those actions and hit that peak point of failure. And the same thing is directly correlated to life. Unless you go through and you stumble and then get up, it's the process of getting up. Unless you go through that process, you won't achieve your success. Because along that path, no matter what you do, there is going to be those stumbling blocks. There is going to be those moments where you're going to have to step back and try to figure out what is going on because something is not going your way. And the tighter you try to strangle reality to make it go your way by making this detailed plan, the longer you're going to fail and stay in the same place. The longer you plan, the longer you stay stuck without movement. The sooner you move, the sooner you hit that point of failure, the sooner you're able to get into that spot where growth starts to happen. Growth doesn't happen in those moments of peace and calm. Growth happens in those moments of chaos where you have to step back and like, okay, what is going on here? How do I figure out how to fix this? And we don't want to be constantly in that state, but we need to not push that state away completely. And when you're when you have that trait of perfectionism, when you're waiting just for the right time, you're trying to make so that just everything is perfect, or so that growth happens as quickly as possible, because that's a big one. Is that you want to have your plan detailed so that as soon as you start something, you're on the right path right away, or so something works out and you're not wasting your time. This is another part of the perfectionism trait, but this is what also keeps you stuck. It's in doing things imperfectly. It's by messing up and making it look kind of ugly that there's these little problems that kind of pop up, and we have to deal with those ones. And then when we deal with those ones, we get closer towards our better goals, to the better versions of ourselves. In the back of our minds, within the subconscious of who we are, of our programming, part of us believes that if I don't do this perfectly, if I don't achieve my results quickly and follow my plan, I'll just be wasting time, or I'll just be failing, and I might as well not do it anyways. But when you understand in the core of your being that there is a door faced right in front of you, and the only way to get on that other side of the door to success is to pay with failure, to pay with being able to handle failure, and to not be afraid of that is the reality. When you go through and you accept that, you become someone stronger. You become a different person that's able to handle these situations. So how do you get to that place where you stop looking at your failures and judging them so harshly that it pushes you into perfectionism? It's through a very simple small shift in how you go about looking at your failures. Someone that is doomed to fail at one of their habits or or attracting their goals is every time they fail, they beat themselves up over it. The harsher that your criticism is of yourself, the more likely you are to fall into the trap of perfectionism because you want to avoid that self-criticism. So you try so hard to make sure your plan is detailed enough so you're not going to fail, so you don't criticize yourself. When you inevitably fail, when you stumble, and then you take a moment to learn about what not to do again, how to improve, and then you do the important thing, which is you congratulate yourself that you are now a stronger person. You reinforce in your mind that by doing this failure, you became someone better instead of putting yourself down with self-criticism. By acknowledging the fact that you've grown through that failure, you now create a positive ball of momentum that is moving you towards attracting your dreams. But the issue is that no matter how much theorizing or listening to videos that you're going to do, unless you take that action and prove to yourself that this is possible, the brain is not going to be able to integrate this information. It will feel like there is a opposing force constantly there in front of you, like a chip that you've tried to install that just keeps getting ejected. Until you've taken that action and proven to yourself that you're able to fail, acknowledge the win over the failure. Until you do that process, this piece of information will not actually be integrated into the self-image of who you are, and that progress towards your success won't start to happen. Let's take perfectionism to the extreme and blow it out of proportion to put into frame how bad it actually is. If you're someone who is trying to make the most perfect workout plan and you're not going to go to the gym until you have an absolute perfect list of each workout to do and when to do them, how long you're supposed to rest, all of these little details, you won't hit the gym until you've got this plan planned out fully. That's one person. And the other person is just going to go in there and start doing things, and then he's going to start doing research and learn along the way. Who is going to achieve their goals faster? It's so obvious when you look at it from an outside perspective and you zoom out. The person who just goes and does the thing is going to achieve the result. The person who's trying to make the absolute perfect plan will never actually reach the workout room and lift the weights, because there's always some little part of research here that will contradict this research, that will say that this one's better than this one, and then this guy will say this is better than this is better. Just go to the gym and lift the weights and you will get bigger. You will get stronger. The same thing is applied to life. Go through the actions, stumble, recalibrate. What did I do wrong here? How do I improve? Amazing. I just made the improvement. Yay me. Let's keep going. That process is what trains your brain to move away from perfectionism. It's not about learning about constantly how to beat perfectionism. It's about going out and doing the things that beat perfectionism, getting that positive momentum within yourself so you can start moving forward. Sometimes when you're stuck in perfectionism, the fear of failing, that fear is so heavy that you cannot make that step forward. And if you're feeling like that is the case, where fear is this blockage in front of you and you can't disarm it, you can't reduce it, you can't reduce its potency, click on this video over here to learn how to step through that fear to actually start making progress.